Okay, let's get started. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Shivaji, is it fine for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks. So I'm Arvind. I basically head the practice in AI and data here in Kasadara. And the point of discussion today is on securing the AI. So there has been a wide buzz on AI in the recent couple of years, and it's been a conglomerated entity with our daily solving problems, uh, and it has been a journey with almost, I would say, an entire gamut of all sorts of verticals that it has penetrated in. Probably there are only a couple of industry that it has not penetrated in, or it's not been touched by AI, I would say. But it has created an effect of at least it's going to be a disruptive entity. Having said that, I will not talk about what's AI and why we need to use AI, because this point of discussion would be heavily on securing the AI. That will be our point of say and point of discussion. Please feel free to me to stop at any point in time. We will discuss for 20 minutes, and we'll keep the last 5 to 6 minutes for the Q&A, so that you get the best out of it. So how do you, I mean, you deploy an AI agent or AI entity and stuff. So how do you basically secure an AI? That's what we are going to discuss about in the next 15 to 20 minutes. I'll keep it a high level entity, and so that the best of the use cases are discussed over the point in time, rather than getting deep dive into techniques. But please knock us on. You have our connects. Please do knock us on for deep diving on to the technical aspects of it. We will be happy to help. We have a great AI practice, and we'll be happy to help. Having said that, our agenda for this is why AI security? Why do we need AI to be secure? Can we not deploy it? Can we not, ChatGPT is there available for all B2C customers? Why there is no security over it? Or is there a security for ChatGPT? That's the question. And why do we need a security AI to be secure? That's the point that we will discuss. The second point is on how do you, first thing is then, if you understand security and and basically, and why do we need it and stuff, in case if we need it, how do you even make it secure? The first thing is you try to break it. The breaking point is on adversarial testing, or you can call it penetration testing, or ethical hacking. That's the right word to put it. So you first break it, then you fix it. So how do we do that? So that's the point on adversarial testing. Once it's all there, I'll discuss about one point, probably a well-known point in the industry, of how do you secure an LLM model, or how do you protect your IP. That's through watermarking, and we have developed products on securing your AI. We'll talk about it. We call it the Kasadara Shield. The Shield is our product, and and you can use our product to basically secure your AI components, or to test your AI wherever you are deployed. You can use our products. Going further, why we need an AI secure platform? So the entire gamut of the platform that you need for right now, once you have decided that your organization needs to take a stance on AI, you need to put the proper governance and the guardrails, or the gatekeepers, so that your infrastructure is secure and you don't leak the data. The first and foremost of why you need an AI secure layer is you protect the data, because at any point in time, knowingly or unknowingly, any users of that sort should not get the data leaked out, because your data is your core asset lying behind the system. And putting an AI on top of it, it's a nurturing field. It's a field that basically evolves over a period of time until it becomes quintessence in nature. You need to protect your data. So in order for that, you put policies, guardrails, access control, and risk metrics on top of it, to ensure that the data is never leaked at all. So that's your control layer or the security layer that you will put in. Then once you have put in, perfect, you're right. What else? Do I know that I have put in correctly? Then you try to break it. That's where we come in. Or if you think that you've already put in the nice guardrails, we would come in and break it for you. That's where our Kasadara red team would come in, where the red team basically do jailbreaking techniques or deep attack techniques to or through prompts to ensure that your LLM is broken, and then we basically fix it. We are the ethical hacking guys. So going there, our red team would find whether there is a leak in your system or your data or your LLM is hallucinating for that matter. We will adopt multiple injection penetration testing scenarios wherein by which to find out at any point in time there is a compromise in your security. Once that is done, yeah, we will then definitely fix it. We will not leave it as such. We will recommend or we'll basically fix it. Second part is never ever deploy an AI system which you cannot control, not maintain. Definitely you will be able to maintain it. That already you'll already be doing it. But if you are not able to maintain it, the first part of maintenance comes from how your AI system is basically behaving. So in order to analyze your behavior metrics, it's the one way is observability and telemetry. So you watch the LLM, how it's doing. Every time your user logs in, right from one user to the top 1 million users, you monitor an LLM, how they behave internally and stuff. For that, we do our own telemetry techniques, observability techniques, both on the data side as well as on your AI side. When it comes to AI side, it's on the infrastructure as well as on the prompts that's being given by the users. On both the sides, we'll be monitoring it and basically tracing it so that there is no surprise. There is no surprise that comes up at the end of the show. So that's our core portfolio. After which we go analyze on all your infrastructure part of it to ensure that your AI is deeply secure so that nobody steals your IP, whatever the model that you have put in, it's not stolen at any point in time. Because once you do a memory dump, with analysis of memory, people can easily take out the weights of any neural network of your model, and basically they can reproduce whatever the IP that you have given. So that you need to basically protect your AI layer, right? That's the whole part of it. So dividing into pieces, the first thing is, again, overall, summarizing and to be laconic to the point, I would say that protecting your AI lies in three different things. One is basically the guardrails. Second is on monitoring your traceability and telemetry, and third is on the infrastructure. So those are the three core pillars we monitoring on, and your AI application sits on top of it. So application, we are not bothered, and when you say we are not bothered, you would have already done the due diligence and in protecting your AI layers at all point in time, your application layers at all point in time. We'd be more concentrating on the AI layer of it to protect you. Right? That will be our core focus. Going for, there are different techniques and adaptability to be used, but ours is a core red team who will do this, basically the threat detection and penetration testing and prompt injection and stuff. But we use a lot of open source tools and our custom built-in tools in order to achieve it. So that's the core focus of our security platform that we would be targeting. Going further, what is our core focus on this, each of this, or the OKRs, the operational key responsibility of this red team, right? So the red team basically focuses on risk. The first thing is our bread and butter is on risk. Assess the risk, organize, attack, then remediate. So that's our core focus. So in order to first attack is on basically red teaming, of course, yes. Then collect the metrics, basically how did the attack went in and basically what damage did it do and stuff. Then basically calculating the risk score, and while calculating these two, calculating the MTTR, mean time to return, or respond, and this would basically given the entire gamut piece would given the guardrail, how much strong is your guardrail, because if your guardrails have been strong, it would have not allowed us inside. So if you are never allowed inside, yes, definitely your AI systems are intact in place. In case if we have been left in, there is an attack resistance rate is very low. So right, so that's our core piece. Get in all the KPIs so that these data points form the wellness of your AI system, so that we could remediate the effect of it after the attack has happened, and we could basically fix it so that your AI systems are made bulletproof, right? So that would be the core KPIs that we would work on, and you would be given a detailed report on all the attack metrics and all the prompt injections and the way we entered in, and what are the remediations that needs to be done, and that can be fixed either on your side or on our side, nevertheless, for that matter. Going further, I put in a couple of technical slides on our attack methodology. So we have different types of attacks. Our product also analysis on, typically we are ethical hacking guys. We break in and we say what we can basically do, and how did we did it, right? So there are multiple set of attacks. One attack is the deep team attack, where we have there are n number of attack methodologies, or we call it, the popular term that's used in the ethical hacking world is the surface attack mode, right? So we use a prompt injection attack, the role play and the encoding, or the few shot, one shot, many shot models, and using explicit harmful controls, both on slang and out slang, and specific to domain specific attacks, and basically using SQL injection attack, and how do you basically override your compliance entity if in case it's an LLM trained for specific business domain. So we use different types of these injection strategies in order to breach the existing system, right? So that's how we are too focused and basically conquer an obscure system, because LLM is, end of the day, is a black box for us, for anyone for that matter, right? How well it's tuned on the neural network or through weights and biases, it's still a black box. So it's still an obscure system. So in order to achieve it, you use a deep team attack. So similarly, we have multiple sets of attacks, and I have put in one part of the our product, the deep team attack framework, and there are the multiple injection attacks possible, but I have put in a couple of things to show you that how well our strategies are all in place. So what you see in the screen is one type of an attack system. So we have multiple sets of attacking systems. So this will give you the risk metrics and basically entities which can be a part of or a point of an important KPI for the client report, right? So that's our core motto of all these attacks, to make the system really strengthened and stronger. Going further, we also have a breach monitor. So how well the breach happened, and what are the different types of breaches, and how was the you run in you run in large sets of prompts in order to ensure that you breach inside the system. Because one way or the other, you would have seen in LinkedIn that one of the developers were able to penetrate inside the system, able to get the usernames and passwords. They was able to get the code which was lying underlyingly through RAG and stuff, right? So they were able to reach it. So that's the motto of this deep team attack breach monitor. Going further, we have done all the attacks. That's what we said, and we are able to reach the KPI. But how do you protect the system? We have various levels of protection, but I will not talk about too much in detail. But I'll talk about one way that you can protect your model or your data is through watermarking. Various sets of algorithms are there in the market, but we have right now what we have put in is standard watermarking techniques that are adopted in the industry, but we are using a hybrid of three of them, right? We use, based upon the use case and stuff, we use a hybrid of these three to ensure that your data and your model are watermarked so that your output is pretty good secured by this aspect, and you protect your IP through both on the model level as on the because end of the day, if there is a harmful content that's been created by one of your models, it's never acceptable in an enterprise world. In SMB business, it's okay, but in enterprise world, it's never acceptable. So we have prominent algorithms to ensure that we protect the AI through watermarking. Going further, a deep dive into the security control plane. All this done, all this said and done, we have secured your AI, we have secured your model, we have secured the data, fine. But end of the day, how do you implement as this for a typical enterprise, a large enterprise level? That's where our real-time defense control come into place, wherein by which you have all these features, right? So you did the protection and stuff, but you have end of the day you have to basically capitalize it in a real world enterprise. How? So we have built an entire gamut of a control plane where you have the orchestration, the security improvisation through self-healing and self-learning agents, and secure AI being one of a scalable entity of your defense when you deploy it inside your organization. And this layer of AI is a plug and play, wherein by which you can put that in on top of the data as well as on top of your existing AI deployment on both the levels. So that's how we have built in as a complete control plane secure model so that it's easily deployable in an industry. Any questions before I move in further? I'll like to take pause here for 1 minute for any questions. Okay, I assume that there are no questions. Fine. So we are, just to recap, we have been talking about securing your AI, securing your data, and adversarial testing, and then basically protecting this in an enterprise. But how? Now comes your industry-specific domain, whether it's pharma or BFSI or healthcare or gaming. You need to have that specific domain expertise, because only then a pharma attack cannot ensemble or basically mimic a domain on the gaming or BFSI. So you have to target specific domains so that it targets specific domains, because LLMs are being tuned and modeled for specific industry use cases, right? So people deploy LLM or agents for specific industry, and people use to fine-tune model for their specific entity. So you need to attack the AI. The red team needs to know what we are trying to attack so that there is a hallucination or the LLM deviates it from the original, or what is it trying to encapsulate it as an output. You need to have the domain expertise. That's where you build expertise around it. But our tool is being built for 4 of these specific industry verticals. That's where we are concentrating on: healthcare, pharma, manufacturing, gaming, and BFSI. We are not concentrating on automotive, or because right now that's not our forte, because we want to target it, shoot out at specific target audience, so that we target it, right? So that's the motto of. But our platform is unified. That's what it resembles. The AI secure layer is unified for every but internally, if you go in, there are domain specific prompts and domain specific attacks that happen from the products, right? So what at last? We have built to put it in the enterprise. Now comes our product, Shield. Shield is our Kasadara Shield is our product. I'll show you a couple of shots what we're doing. So this guy Shield, whatever we talked upon, it's one-stop shop suite for your threat modeling and attack. Basically, then our red team basically tests in and attacks in your LLM. Then we will prove whether your guardrails or your guards are intact. Enforce policies, say no, you're failing in all these points. Then basically monitoring and telemetry and data observability, right? So that's what we harden your systems, we harden your data, we harden your AI. That's the core focus of our security posture, I would say. Secure AI, Kasadara Shield is nothing but our increasing or be alertful and vigilant of your security posture. That's it, nothing else. Going further, Shield has been built for all these. So whatever I said in, I put in a complete summarization, I would call upon. So how do I break in? What's the architecture? And the red teaming guys on different levels of through compliance, audits, and metrics and stuff. And these are the core pillars that are red teaming or the secure Shield works upon. So what I have talked about on the for the last 15 to 16 minutes is these are the 4 pillar verticals as I talked about, right? Going further, this is our product. So however, we have defined it or designed it through a data mesh architecture, wherein by which every attack on system you will have the attack on the AI. We'll get telemetry of it. We'll monitor it. We'll basically do an observability and telemetry aspects of it. Then we do a detailed forensics of how the breach happened and stuff. So you will have this, or you can use the Shield along with your AI, so that you will have a continuous monitoring of the system that's been deployed in whichever application, whether it's an agent or an AI model. It doesn't matter. So some more shots on the screen where we defined in the different injection methodologies and attack scenarios, wherein by which you voluntarily, consciously poison the data to see whether their LLM is hallucinating. Basically change the context of an LLM to say that is it behaving in a different sense, because your LLM would have been tuned for certain context and certain persona, but wantedly a developer or an unknown hacker comes in and basically disrupts your system. Your system should not go in for a toss. So that's where we monitoring the adversarial attacks, and of course you can see that the attack is specified and it's targeted for real world scenarios on for different uh, domains. So, and we concentrate on those 4 domains: pharma, BFSI, manufacturing, and gaming. So that's what we are focused on. And then comes the watermarking. So any LLM you want in, you can choose your model, basically watermark it, and you can do it with different sets of settings and the content that you give in. You can choose the algorithm and basically different sets of algorithmic strategy or registry in order to ensure that your data that you are giving it to their enterprises is properly vetted and it's watermarked, right? So you'll be, because some person, if the LLM has started hallucinating, and if there is an entity saying that this came out of your LLM, we should be able to defend that it really came out from our LLM or not. So that's the whole intent of this watermarking. These things can be, will come into real play where in terms of regulatory and basically where there's too much sensitive of adversarial nodes, advisory nodes domain. For example, in typical healthcare and stuff, you should be very careful in advising it to the patients and stuff. So that's where the AI watermarking comes into play. I'll close with the last note. Hire our Kasadara red team. So we are a set of ethical hackers doing whatever I have said until now for the last 22 to 23 minutes is done by our red team, who basically does ethical hacking, and we basically don't not only break the system, we fix it for you, and eventually if we are that bulletproof, the red team is able to. We have conquered the sky. We have scotched the sky, which means that tuning an LLM model or deploying an AI is a cakewalk for us. So the red team in Kasadara is designed for that, to scotch the sky. So developing an LLM model is nothing. Developing an AI system is nothing for us. So connect with us to learn more about it, as well as to engage us on the next level of note. I'll stop here. We'll be able to take up any questions if there are some.
Thank you, Aravindh, for an insightful session. Now let's go on to the queries.
Okay, if nothing is there, we can drop. Thank you all.